Hello, fellow scholars and purveyors of morbid curiosities alike. I am Dr. Caleb, joined by the Ursine Undertaker himself, Dr. Zach. And this is SCPod. Zach, how are you today?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. How are you?
Well, I'm really excited. As we alluded to in our last episode, we are covering a really fun one and one of my personal favorites. Probably, if not my favorite of all time, definitely top three.
This or 610?
Yeah. After covering 610, I don't know if it was the workload that was associated with it, but I don't know. This one's creeping up. This one's creeping up to be my favorite.
You must choose.
I would say as of right now, it's going to be this one, 2875, but who knows? Who knows what the workload is going to entail, and so it might fall after that.
Fair enough.
I do have to read a disclaimer before we go any further. By order of the Overseer Council, the following file describes a hostile Keter-class Ursine anomaly and is a level 2 /2875 classified. Unauthorized access is forbidden. So
Why is there?
If you're not level 2 or higher,
Why is there a specific anomaly call out for bear?
There's a lot of bear SCPs.
Why?
I wonder if it's like arachnophobia settings in video games.
I wonder what reverse arachnophobia settings in games where like everything just spiders. including
you and I played. Go ahead.
Oh, including NPCs, and so you just see a bunch of spiders walking around town buying pears.
Yeah. You and I played Lethal Company, and I think that is the funniest arachnophobia setting I've ever seen. Where they're just like spider.
That's how you do it. Like I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are we talking about today?
Yeah. Today we are talking about SCP-2875. The town. Oh wait, what minute are we at? Got to make sure we're still in monetization.
The
joke is we're not monetized.
Oh yeah. All right, fuck them.
Yeah.
How's that for your monetization?
So we are covering SCP-2875, the town that got fucked by bears. That is the actual title. Object class, Keter. Special containment procedures are as follows. A perimeter is to be established 2 kilometers from the center of a town in Wisconsin, and no non-Foundation personnel are to pass this limit. Mobile Task Force Lambda 2, the Chang Gang, is to oversee containment of SCP-2875.
You might be reading the old procedures. I got the new ones over here. Due to recent findings, only MTF Lambda 2 approved equipment is considered acceptable to dispatch SCP-2875-A instances. Under no circumstances are any personnel to attempt to dispatch any instance of a -A with a firearm, incendiary device, or any other unauthorized implement.
Okay. Description. SCP-2875 is a phenomenon occurring only in the town of blank, Wisconsin. At noon every 3 days, between 50 and 100 fully grown adult Ursus arctos horribilis, mainland grizzly bear, will appear throughout the town. These instances are not anonymously strong, or fast, or anonymously hostile, and will generally act like any other member of their species given the situation. The phenomenon appears to be cumulative. The instances, SCP-2875-A, will linger around the town center for a short time before dispersing, and more instances will appear 3 days later. Due to the potential scaling issues of the bear population growth, it has been imperative to dispatch any new instances as quickly as possible. Currently, the only feasible means to dispatch 2875-A instances is to use a highly concentrated aerosol tranquilizer spray and then a blunt instrument with which to cause trauma to the cranial region, as killing any of the instances using firearm or incendiary devices results in 2 new instances appearing next to the corpse of the deceased instance.
Oof.
As such, only Foundation standard motorized blunt force devices have been permitted for use against the instances, with other blunt or bladed weapons being permitted per MTF leader instruction. Discovery. SCP-2875 was discovered by Foundation containment teams sent to investigate reports about the sudden disappearance of an entire town of people. Upon arriving at that Wisconsin town, the situation quickly became apparent when the town was observed as being flooded with 2875-8 instances. Initially, the containment teams had prepared to move all the instances to other habitats outside of that town, but when the reoccurring nature of 2875 was discovered, the current containment procedures were established.
And I do have looks like there was a MTF lead note that was included in the file. Quote, I know plenty of you think this is some kind of joke, but a town of constantly appearing bears is serious. Can you imagine what would happen to the local ecosystem if we let this thing go? It was like a goddamn bear arena when we first rolled in, and that's only after a few days. And then, to mine and Dr. Kalo's great delight, here are the original audio files for some calls that make up the first addendum. So without further ado, here we go.
Yeah, it's pretty great because we would usually do some sort of drugging or call an intern in and harass them to do it, but I don't think anything could grasp the true magic of this voice acting, much like an actual man getting eviscerated by a bear. So, and I do want to put the following voicemails were recovered from a mobile device found inside of a cave, or found in a cave outside of the town, and the owner of the device has yet to be verified.
And we are playing now.
Oi, this is Tom Miller from City Hall, and just wanted to get in touch with you about some things you were saying the other day at the old town meeting. So give me a call back here for too long. Number is 875-7112, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks a lot. Bye. Oi, it's Tom Miller again from City Hall, and just wanted to get back in touch with you about some things we talked about the other day, and I've been thinking about what you were saying about the pest problem with the coyotes, and I really do think bears is the way we want to go. So let me know when we can talk about that. Get some plans laid out. My number is 875-7112. And we'll talk more then. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye. Hey, it's Tom Miller again. Hey, just wanted to let you know, Bears is going great. We haven't seen any coyotes around in a little while, so that's good. Do have one question though about one of the bears getting a little close to town. One of the gals in town is a little freaked out about it. So. And we can talk about that and get some of these details ironed out. I think this is going to be real great. Okay, thanks a lot. Number's 875-7112, and we'll talk then. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye. Hey there, it's Tom Miller again. Haven't heard from you in a little while, but just wanted to let you know, me and some of the guys are a little concerned. There might be a few too many bears. Most of the coyotes, I think, have moved on from town, so it's probably about time we get the bears out of here. So we've got to do that pretty soon. It's starting to become a little bit of a problem. So give me a call. The number's 875-7112, and I'll hope to talk to you soon. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, listen, there are too many bears in town now, okay? We just a little boy got attacked just the other day, and the street is with his mom, and he got attacked by one of the bears, okay? We got to get rid of all these, there's too many bears now, okay? I need you to call me, please, as soon as you can, so we can do something about this, okay? Thanks, 875-7112, call me soon, okay? Thanks, bye. Okay, listen, there's a bear outside of my house, okay? My neighbor just got fucking eaten by a bear, okay? There are bears on the streets, there are bears in people's homes, okay? We gotta do something about this. I can't get outside, okay? My kids are at school, I can't get to my kids, okay? There's a bear on my car. Why can't... Oh, God! Oh, Lord, there's a bear in the house! Oh, my God! Oh, 875-7112, call! Oh, God!
Oh my God, that's
I like
perfection.
how he keeps, even when he's being attacked and killed by a bear, that he's still yelling his phone number for a callback. That's true Midwest etiquette.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, I can't not lose my shit every time I hear or think about the phrase, he fucking eated my neighbor. Like, that is right up there with a dingo ate my baby.
Yeah.
Just mammalian.
The last thing about this article that I want to go about doing is the footnote. It says, given the apparent connection between the town government and the origin of the anomaly, a possible link to SCP-3088 is under investigation. No, we will not be talking about that. No, it will not be in the next season either. But just, keep that in the back of your mind for now until the end of time.
Actually, I would just go ahead and say I would recommend forgetting about it, because we're never going to talk about 3088 again. Yes, we've talked about it, and no, we're not covering it. This is such a good... I love this SCP so much.
It's just magical, man. There are few SCPs that really capture the essence of what an SCP should be than the town that got fucked by bears.
Yeah, it's there's a small implied story, because the Tom Miller is clearly talking about someone, and so he clearly is setting this up. It's like the town hired a service to deal with their coyote problems with bears, and then whatever was causing the bears to show up, because they weren't just trucking them in. And so, what this has is almost some real, strong Marshall Carter and Dark energy, where they made some sort of deal with some organization, and now have, this monkey paw situation of, oh, you want your coyote? We'll solve your coyote problem, all right.
Yeah, I can't get over it. I mean, the highlight of this is definitely the voicemails. I think the voicemails are definitely the best part. But I also love the idea of, you shoot a bear, it dies, and then two more bears just pop up out of nowhere. Thin air, really.
And, they're not anomalous other than how they show up. They're just bears.
They're just bears,
the monster was just a bear. It's not just a bear. It's several hundred bears, but...
Yes. Oh, this is such a good one. I'm sitting here cheesing. I'm smiling up a storm. Much to the detriment of the town of Blank, Wisconsin. They all got eradicated by these bears, but thank God they did, because if this SCP didn't exist, I don't know if I could keep going.
Well, I mean, let's face it, they brought it upon themselves by living in Wisconsin.
Exactly.
Nothing. The North Woods are kind of like Maine, in that nothing good comes out of them.
Yeah. I mean, they're a bunch of cheeseheads. That's all they got.
Well, I mean, that and a shitload of bears, but...
True. Yeah, I love that. I love the disclaimer. These instances aren't anonymously strong or fast or anonymously hostile, and they just act like any other bear.
Because they are. I kind of wonder, these bears have to come from somewhere, right?
No, they don't. They literally appear out of thin air.
Well, I mean, before that, is there just, because last time we covered, there are entire other dimensions. Is there a bear dimension we're just stealing all these bears from?
Oh. That would, with the because it's every 3 days at noon that just 100 bears just appear. It's some sort of generation in a video game.
Right, it's you spawning
it's waves of enemies.
Right, no, it's when you're spawning something in via console in Skyrim, and they just kind of show up
exactly.
But the thing is they show up 4 feet above the ground. So there's this moment where there's 100 bears just falling down a short distance, and they're like, oh. Like they're all just confused and angry and like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. Can we talk about how during that last voicemail, right? He's like, oh, my neighbor just got fucking eaten by a bear. But then like, he's like, oh, I can't get outside. My kids are at school. First of all, why are you sending your kids to school in the middle of this pandemic, or epidemic? And then he's like, oh, there's a bear on my car. And then the bear found a way to lockpick his way into a house.
I don't think
Do you think that it's just the Midwestern energy that they didn't lock the doors?
I think they just, pardon like my simple reading of this, but I think the bear just breaks down the door.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You know what? That makes sense.
Though, I mean, the idea of a bear like using I use lockpicks as a hobbyist, and so like the idea of a full on grown ass grizzly bear like sitting down and like trying to fiddle his way through a tumbler is very funny to me, and I wish I lived in that world. But I think the bear just broke the door down. Like his little glasses.
As we're getting ready to record, my cat did find a way to open my door to my room where I record, and now I'm not so sure that animals don't have the means of doing that.
I don't think I'm not saying animals don't. I'm just saying maybe bears don't.
Fair.
And I would point out, Caleb, is that where you live, there are probably more bears in the area than there are here, so maybe you're in greater danger than me.
I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a lot more bears. I mean, we have black bears out here, but Colorado is not very forested.
Well, I mean, but it has lots of mountains with forests.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't know. That's an interesting statistic. We should look into that. I think that's a fun thing. Dr. Zach, how do you feel about bears?
Oh, I love bears.
I do too.
Like,
I absolutely love bears.
It's the tired line of, if not friend, then why friend-shape?
Exactly.
I mean, like, those ears kind of make it hard to be terrified. Though, actually, one of my favorite country musicians, Corp Lund, has a very, very good song called Grizzly Bear Blues, which is about a man desperately trying to remember facts about grizzly bears while being chased by one. Which I recommend everyone go listen to right now and tell them who sent you. And it's absolutely amazing.
That's great. I'm gonna look it up after this episode. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head there. If not friend, why friend shaped?
And then
baby bear cubs are probably my favorite animal.
Yeah, and then they precede your immediate violent death.
Exactly.
Because if not friend, then friend shape, but then they're armed with great big old murder mittens. And we'll just absolutely, there's no contest. You can't outrun the bear. You can't outfight the bear. I don't even know if we're smarter than the bear. The bear will win.
Yeah.
And so the only way to win
I'm just imagining you get attacked by a bear.
The only way to win is not to engage.
I'm just imagining you get attacked by a bear and he pulls out a chessboard and he's like, if you beat me, you can run.
Right.
And he proceeds to, what's his name? Magnus Carlsen or something? The chess grandmaster. Just whips you into 8 different ways of checkmate.
Indubitably, good sir. I do believe you are most outmatched in any way that matters. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Fucking bears.
Yeah.
I don't even,
Yeah, it's so magical.
Where do you even, So, we had that situation of, there's clearly some sort of arrangement where the bears were brought in to solve one problem, but then immediately became their own problem.
Yeah. Do you think in another timeline this is the town that got fucked by coyotes?
Or they had a smaller bear problem, and so they brought in dire coyotes.
Yeah.
What would a dire coyote be?
No, they had a possum problem, and they brought in the coyotes.
I don't know. I mean, as someone I live somewhere with a coyote problem, and I would never consider bringing in large apex predators to deal with them, because the large apex predators would be worse. That's a bigger problem.
Right?
It's sort of like...
Well, okay, but, like, realistically, I think Tom Miller over here was expecting, like, you bring in, like, 2 or 3 bears and it drives off the coyote population, and then they just have to put down, like, 3 bears.
Yeah, I mean, I will concede the idea that Mr. Miller probably wasn't expecting several hundred bears to inundate his town.
Every 3
right,
days.
and you can imagine, because, like, these are people up in the sticks that a good number of them are trying to shoot these bears. They come in because... I mean, why would you not? And then just imagine the horror of them being the ones to discover what happens when you shoot one of these things.
Bro, I don't even know what I think. I think if I were like did not know about this and I was like, oh fuck, a bear, and I shot it out of self-defense,
like,
and then just 2 more bears appeared out of nowhere, Skyrim style, where they fall and like have like physics to them.
Right.
I think I would just shit myself.
They just do a little jiggle.
Yeah.
But no, like I can imagine like when I was still running tabletop games of like having a party, like having a player character like kill like a reasonably tough monster and then immediately just see it like do like mitosis into 2 other bears.
Yeah.
And just do that, like I can imagine like the sheer like impotent outrage of that player just being like, this is bullshit.
I think it would be fun to make them kind of like a Russian nesting doll of sorts. Like you fight 1 cave bear, and then it dies, it falls over, and then like 2 wolves spawn.
No.
And then you kill both of those, and then like 2 other weaker ones spawn, so you have 4 weaker guys.
Right. No, it's like you get a cave bear, then 2 grizzly bears, then 4 black bears. No, it would be like it'd be 1 cave bear, 2 polar bears, 4 grizzly bears, 8 grizzly black bears, and then like 16 sloth bears.
And then 32 teddy bears.
Except there's that 1 SCP teddy bear that will still try to kill you with like a steak knife and like high-pitched sonic attacks.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah. You know what? We were talking about that earlier. There's a lot of bear-like SCPs.
There should be like an honorary Ursine category. Like there are some entries that have subclasses or sub-auto classes. There should just be one that says bear.
Yeah. Well, this one says it's a Keter class Ursine anomaly.
I don't know. Make it more official. Like there's the shark punching center. Where's the bear punching center?
It should just be the bear petting center. Not that way. Not that way. Not that way.
Pride's in a couple months. But yeah, like, what the, like, as opposed to other SCPs where we talk about, like, there may not be a lot there, here is, like, I almost don't want to dig too deeply into it just because what's going on the surface is almost, like, too interesting just to be able to be, like, it's almost a weirdly complete story where there was a town, the only thing we don't know is why or who arranged the bears to be teleported in.
Right. So I just did a little bit of math. I took a year, 365 days, divided it by 3 because we get a new bear wave every 3 days. That's 121.6 spawns of bears a year.
Okay.
Times that by the average wave of spawning is between 50 and 100. I said 75 for a round number. That is 9,125 bears a year.
That's a lot of bears.
How long do you think the bears have to, like, keep going for there to be some sort of K-class scenario attached to it?
I feel like we kind of did something like this with the cakes way back when. And I feel like,
that's what made me think about it is the cakes.
I feel like the crux of it is how quickly do people, like, the bear specimens get outside of the containment for whatever reason, right? And, like, how quickly does that encounter someone who's likely to shoot them? Because as soon as that starts, then you have a much faster rate of bear population explosion.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even factor that in. And it's in fucking bumfuck Wisconsin.
And so, like, let me pull up my calculator, actually. What was that, how many bear spawns was it?
In a year, it was 9,125.
That's total bears, right?
Total bears in
9,100... 9,125?
Yes.
All right. So, assuming, like, let's say half of them get out, and so you get about 4,500 bears, give or take.
Yeah.
So assume again half of them get shot, and so you immediately have the original population of the 9125 out there again, with the other half still in containment. And so I mean, you could quickly get into like, it really depends on how fast they end up getting shot. And all the while, as number of days go by, as bears get out, more bears are spawning in the town.
Right.
So, I wouldn't say
I think if these escape captivity, like even if like 5 of them escape captivity and like 1 in 5 get shot, like the fact that they're now multiplying outside of the spawns I think that it quickly takes over at least the northern part of the Midwest.
Well, I mean, another question I have,
if not, like Wisconsin and Michigan just get absolutely annihilated by bears.
Well, I feel like a better question to. I don't think like that alone would still take years, so I don't think it'd be as fast as the cakes. One question I would have though is if these bears go out and mate with other normal bears that didn't spawn in that way. Does that quality get passed down?
That is interesting because they're not anomalous by any other thing other than how they spawn in.
Right.
And so, like, is it genetic or is it like... Yeah, that is an interesting kind of thing. And again, I think it almost ruins the magic a little bit to think about that.
No, I think this actually makes it more horrifying. Because if you have these bears and that trait is passed down from, like, one generation to the next... Eventually, all you have are bears that multiply when killed.
Right.
Which I feel like would effectively outlaw, like, bear hunting. If for no other reason, because it's a really bad idea.
Yeah. I also wonder if they die of old age. If they just, like... One's just like, goodbye, son. I lived a good life. And then, like... 2 more bears pop up.
Well, I mean, like, and kind of to expand on that is it the same bear that gets multiplied?
Oh.
It's like, I see this horrible situation where, like, a bear dies of old age, immediately duplicates, but those bears are also old and then die immediately. And then those 2 duplicate into 4 bears. They immediately die,
and then we have a Grey Goose scenario on our hand.
And then you have you do actually have a cake situation where they just multiply until we drown in a sea of dead rotting bear carcasses. Good night, kids.
That's terrifying. Yeah, that's terrifying.
And the smell would be terrible.
Zach, what's your favorite depiction of bears in media? Is it the Grizzly Bear Blues?
I don't know. I mean, that's a fun one. A recent one would be the bear scene in Baldur's Gate 3.
Are you talking about with the druid?
Yeah, with Halsin, just because they had the audacity to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I have one, to be honest.
I'm a big fan of Bear in the Big Blue House.
That's a very wholesome show. I was thinking on that the other day, because I was watching a thing about lost media, and there's a couple of episodes of Bear in the Big Blue House that have been lost to the Sounds of Time.
Oh, okay.
And I think one of the YouTubers I watch a lot of, Blame It on George or Blame It on Jorge, one of the two, did a whole thing on it, and it was a good time. There's
also a creepypasta that is very similar to that. Let me see if I can find it. I remember watching a video on it. Oh, it's called 1999. Yeah, and it was a children's show, kind of like Bear in the Big Blue House, only it was like a man in a bear costume called Mr. Bear. And
well, I mean,
he kidnapped children.
Well, I mean, Bear in the Big Blue House, that was a man in a bear costume. Just a really good bear costume. Like, I actually could go on.
I was gonna say
I could go on some length about how good that costume is, actually, from a technical standpoint.
Right. Yeah, this one I'm imagining is like baby's first bear costume.
Oh, or like one of those like creepy 50s costumes with masks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like an old Mickey Mouse mask.
Oh yeah, terrifying.
Yeah. But yeah, I think to answer the original question, I think the bear situation could get quickly out of hand, based entirely. But the rate of how quickly it would get out of hand is based entirely on the properties of that spawning mechanic.
Right. Yeah, it's really interesting because even if you if bears escaped and you put out a thing that said like "Do not hunt any bears," like blah blah blah, like some hicks out there.
Well, I mean,
gonna be shooting some bears.
I feel like one thing we all learned from COVID is the fact that if you tell someone not to do something for their own good and you absolutely mean it, there's going to be like a half the population that's still going to be like, they wanted me to stop killing bears because I woke, and then immediately cause
all right,
and then immediately get killed by the bear apocalypse.
Yep. As far as things go, not the worst way to go, honestly. Out of all the K-class scenarios that we've covered,
I mean, this is more straightforward. I mean, you can kind of understand it.
I think I would rather get killed by a bear than drown in a sea of cakes.
That's a good would you rather.
Oh, you know what? This is fun. This is the season finale of season 4.
Yay.
Zach, we've covered 20, 25, maybe 30 SCPs. Mm-hmm. Which one would you rather go out by?
Oh man.
Which is your choice?
God, that is a good question. What did we cover this? Because we've been doing this for a little bit over a year now.
Yeah.
Just looking at our back catalog.
I mean, there's some of them that it would be hard to die from, like extra-dimensional nasal cavity, or like the Siege of Gyros.
Gosh, tough situation.
I think the realistic answer is the sculpture.
Oh,
because it's quick and painless.
Is it weird that my first gut reaction was to say foot of the bed?
Interesting.
And the reason why I didn't just come out and say that, because I sometimes just kind of do that, is I was trying to interrogate myself as to why the fuck would I say that? And the only thing I could really think of, was well, I'll be at home. I'd be on
that's true. You'd be sleeping.
I would die in my own bed, and that's worth something.
Well, and you'd be sleeping. It only acts when you're sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be sleeping after it takes your foot off, but
yeah.
I mean, there'd be maybe 5-10 minutes, 5-10 minutes of abject terror, and then it's like going to sleep.
Yeah. I think I would have to maybe pick Pizza of Mass Destruction, just because getting hit by a nuclear pepperoni stick would be really funny.
That was actually also my second choice. You could probably also abuse the coffee machine by doing that too.
Right. Or even blunt trauma to the head by our friend the plague doctor.
The plague fellow.
Jury's still out on which one's the real one.
Yeah, it's really not that good of an SCP, guys. I'm sorry, but y'all are all wrong. But
we made the wrong man famous.
We really did. We really, really did.
I following that same tangent of tying this back to past episodes, do you think that if the bears were to originate in the town that the pizza warfare is happening, do you think that it would solve the conflict?
I don't think so. I think it would just add a new front to the war, because they would try.
It'd be a new third party,
right? Because they would try to shoot the bears and kill them with olive guns, and then just create more bears. And so maybe it would cause them to unite and put their differences aside. What if a 4-way battle between the two pizza wizards, the bears, and the frogs, because the frogs are intelligent.
The frogs are intelligent, but they don't have any means of like reproducing.
They touch.
They could probably reproduce.
They touch you. Remember, they can convert people into frogs. Who's to say that we have?
But there's only 2 people at play in this entire conflict.
Motherfucker, we didn't trust it on bears.
True,
and then you have these you have these bears that just reproduce when they get killed and then turn into frogs, and then the frogs also do that.
They're bear frogs.
They're bear frogs that
instead of bullfrogs.
They're bear frogs that multiply when you kill them and are intelligent.
I'm just imagining bears that can now jump the distance, similar to frogs.
Man, we would have never made it this far. We would have all died out.
All right, we should probably. We're getting a little harebrained here.
Like, can you imagine just walking through the woods and then just in the distance you see our roar? I turn right the fuck around.
Oh man,
I'm not going in that woods.
All right, this has been a great episode. Zach, do you have anything else you want to bring up about the bears or the town that got fucked by those bears?
I have so much more I could say, but we would be here all day.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a fun. This is also one of my favorite SCPs of all time. So, yeah, I'm very happy we got a chance to talk about it. It's a great piece. No notes.
Yeah, and please go support the author on his page and everything, or their page, I should say, because those voicemails are something else.
Works of art.
Yeah. If you want us to talk more about the bears, start getting our podcast going. We would love to, get to a point where we can maybe launch a Patreon or something like that, and then we could do the Bears Part 2, where we're not restricted on time.
Or we do a secondary podcast, Bearcast, and just talk about bears.
Exactly. That's how this podcast started, actually.
We talked about bears.
In the meantime, Zach, where can they find you? And
they can find bears. They can find me and talk about bears with me over on my blog of Roll for Writing, which it can be found at www.makeawritingcheck.blogspot.com, on my YouTube channel of Roll for Writing Presents. They can also buy my ebook, Tales from Port Astor, which is available wherever ebooks are sold.
Awesome. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Calica1738, or YouTube at Calica, or Twitch at Calica Plays. All of those are very cobwebby, and who knows when the cobwebs are going to be getting rid of. But if you do ever see me doing anything on those platforms, please come ask me about bears. And yeah. In the meantime, you can also find both of us here on the podcast on Twitter at SCPod_cast, Instagram at SCPod.cast. We're available on Spotify and YouTube. I'm not going to go into my spiel as long as I usually do, but please remember to like, rate, follow, comment, all that other things. Tell us about your favorite bear. Tell us about a near bear experience that you had. They really go a long way to help the algorithm and tell us what we're doing right and things like that. As this is the season finale, we're seeing a lot of fun growth with the podcast, and we just really want to say thank you guys for listening. That's about all we got. Zach, I understand that you have a town hall that you really hope nobody shows up to. Let's wrap this up so you can go yell at your constituents. What do you want to tell your loyal voters?
Have you ever had an enlightening experience in a ball pit?
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.